All right, if you're a fan of the Linux world, you're going to want to hear this. Netrunner 26, also known as Twilight, has just been released. And trust me, this is way more than just a minor update. It's a pretty big deal, because it tries to do something really ambitious: fuse a super modern desktop with the legendary stability of Debian. And this right here, this picture really tells the whole story. What you see is the beautiful, slick KDE Plasma 6 desktop. But the real magic is what's going on under the hood. That rock-solid Debian 13 foundation just working away, keeping everything stable. It's basically the best of both worlds, a modern experience that you know isn't going to crash on you when you're in the middle of something important. So let's dig into this. What exactly makes this combination of a modern desktop and a stable base so powerful? We got to start with the foundation itself. Okay, so at its very heart, Netrunner 26 is built on Debian 13, also known as Trixie. Now, if you've been around Linux for a while, you know Debian is pretty much synonymous with stability. It's one of the most trusted names out there, so for anyone who just can't stand it when things break, this is a huge plus. You're getting a base that's been tested like crazy, and it's super secure. It's the bedrock of the whole system. But you don't just get stability, you get style too. Because layered right on top of that solid Debian base is the brand spanking new KDE Plasma 6.3.6. And if you've never used Plasma, wow, it's gorgeous, it's fast, and you can customize just about everything. This isn't just a new theme, it's a complete, modern user experience that feels incredibly smooth.
So a stable base and a pretty desktop, that's a great combo, for sure. But you can find that in other places. So what's the secret sauce here? What makes Netrunner 26 really stand out from the crowd? Well, it's a feature called XLibre. And this is where things get really interesting.
And this probably brings up a question for a lot of you, right? The whole rest of the Linux world seems to be moving over to this new display technology called Wayland. So why on earth would a modern OS like Netrunner 26 decide to double down on the older system, X11? It seems kind of backward, doesn't it?
Well, here's the problem they're trying to solve. That old Xorg system is still absolutely essential for a ton of stuff. Older applications, lots of games, and even things like screen sharing can be a real pain without it. The big problem, it's basically unmaintained now, which can be a security risk. Netrunner's answer is XLibre. Think about it like this. Instead of just abandoning a major highway that everybody still needs to use, they've decided to completely repave it and add modern safety features so everyone can still get where they're going, but safely. So here's the bottom line. XLibre is a fork of the original Xorg, but it's one that is actively being worked on, patched, and secured. What that means for you is that you no longer have to choose between compatibility with your old stuff and being secure. You get both.
And get this, the Netrunner team is so confident in this solution that it's the default right out of the box. The moment you log in for the first time, you're in a secure X11 session. This gives you maximum compatibility for all your apps and hardware, but without the security worries of old, unmaintained software. It's just a really practical choice that focuses on what works for people today. Now, XLibre is obviously the headliner here, but it's not the only upgrade worth talking about. Let's pop the hood and look at what else makes this release so compelling. First step, the Linux kernel. Netrunner 26 is shipping with version 16.12 or newer, which is a lot more recent than what you'd typically find in Debian. So why should you care about a bunch of version numbers? Simple. It means much better support for the latest hardware. We're talking brand new graphics cards, modern Wi-Fi chips. All that new stuff is more likely to just work right away. And of course, the system is packed with up-to-date versions of all the essential apps you're going to need. You've got your browser, your Office suite, photo and video editors. Everything is current. You can literally install this and be productive from the moment you first boot up. This table gives you a fantastic quick snapshot of the whole tech stack. You have that super stable Debian 13 base, a modern 6.16 kernel for great hardware support, the latest and greatest Plasma 636 desktop, and the modern Pipewire for handling all your audio. It's a really great mix of a classic foundation with all the modern stuff you want. So when you put all these pieces together, what do you actually get? Well, from what people are saying, it's not just a random collection of new software. It's a really cohesive system that feels polished, stable, and totally ready to be your main computer. Okay, so all of this sounds pretty cool, right? But the most important question is Netrunner 26 the right choice for you? Well, let's see. If you're someone who absolutely loves the look and feel of a modern KDE Plasma desktop, but you just can't deal with an unstable system, then yeah, this is for you. If you have older games or specific apps that just refuse to play nice with Wayland, then the XLibre feature makes this a no-brainer. Basically, if you're looking for that perfect sweet spot between fresh new software and absolute rock-solid reliability, you've probably found it. So if you're curious and want to try it, it's super easy. Just head over to netrunner.com and download the free ISO file. You can burn it to a USB stick and run it in a live session to test it on your hardware without touching your main system. It's totally risk-free. And if you like it, the installation only takes a few clicks. Oh, and a quick note for anyone who's already running Netrunner 25, the developers made the upgrade path incredibly easy. All you have to do is run a standard system upgrade, reboot your computer, and you'll be on the new version. Simple as that. And all this kind of leaves us with one final big question. In a tech world, it's always chasing the next big thing. Netrunner 26 makes a really bold choice. Instead of abandoning old tech, they're thoughtfully modernizing it. And that makes you wonder, is this practical approach of securely supporting the stuff people still rely on the smartest way to build a modern OS that actually works for everyone? It's definitely something to think about.